Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a band that I'm not really familiar with. I've heard a lot about them recently, but for me, I've never listened to them. The name of the band is Black Stone Cherry, and they have a new album out called The Human Condition. Okay, let's go. Black Stone Cherry was formed in 2001 in Edmonton, Kentucky. In the band, we had Chris Robertson on lead vocals and lead guitar, Ben Wells on rhythm guitar, John Lawton on bass guitar, and John Fred on drums. The latter three members also do backing vocals. They have 7 studio albums and 2 EPs. The name of the new album is The Human Condition. Now, I gave it one listen. I thought it wasn't that bad. It reminded me of a cross between Leonard Skinner and some of those early 2000 post-grunge bands. For example, Fuel, Shinedown, Daughtry, and even Nickelback. And I say Nickelback, I don't really say that as a joke. I say that because that's what they sound like. I do like some of Nickelback's albums. As I've said earlier, Silver Side Up is a great album. Next, I wanted to see what others were saying about the album, so I watched a few review channels on YouTube, and out of the 3 reviews I watched, one channel gave it high praise, one channel said it was a complete disappointment, and the other said it was a slight disappointment, but also a step in the right direction. I asked one of the channels for a recommendation for their best albums, and I was told to listen to their first 3 albums. So then I played the first song on the first album, and I immediately noted a difference. It was like Leonard Skinner meets Alice in Chains doing the Black Album. So for me, as a metalhead, who was also a big Leonard Skinner fan, I immediately felt that those early albums were more for me, like more my speed. So then I listened to their first 3 albums, and I also noted that they started to change their sound around the 3rd album. So with that being said, let's go into our track-by-track analysis. So the first song is ringing in my head. This song jumps right at you with some southern rock. The guitars are a little grungy on this. I like the guitar sounds, and there's a break about halfway through, and there's a cool guitar solo. Reminds me a little of like Kirk Hammett. The next song is Again. This song has a bouncy beat to it. There's some cool clean guitars, and there's also some fuzzy distortion. It's memorable and very radio friendly. It also has some heavy guitar chords mixed into the background. I kind of like that. The next song is Push Down and Turn. This song has a cool hard rock riff. It immediately goes into a style reminiscent of 2000s Nickelback. There's some cool solos along with the rhythm. I'm also noticing a lack of the bass, and kind of concerns me. I'm thinking that maybe they gave him the Jason Newsted treatment. Next is When Angels Learn to Fly. This is a mid-tempo rocker, and I can hear a little bass on this, so let me retract my previous suspicion, but it's still very low in the mix. I do agree with some of the other reviewers that the sound is a little too compressed. Next is Live This Way. This song is a little heavier, has a driving riff with some cool fills. I like the song a little better. It has a heavy southern rock sound, and I really like the grungy guitars at the end. Next is In Love with the Pain. They definitely went full Nickelback on the song, and you know what they say in the music industry, never go full Nickelback. But on a positive note, the song is catchy and memorable. This is probably the one song that did stick in my head after I listened to the entire album. So that's not a bad thing. I kind of like it. It has a little country feel to it. So I'm not going to give it too much hate. Next is The Chain. This is a heavier, grungy sound. The verse is memorable. It has a really cool break around 2 minutes. And they experiment with some clean and heavy guitar tones and solos. After that is Ride. Another song, it's a little heavier. The riff is heavy and a little bit of thrash metal in there, which is what I look for. The vocals sound good, and there's some interesting tones on this one. The next track is If My Heart Had Wings. This one is a power ballad. It's not too bad, a little generic, but The song after that is Don't Bring Me Down. This is an ELO cover. I like this because I listened to the song a lot when I was a kid. It brought back a lot of memories for me. They put a little of a southern rock twist to it, which I like. The original was a little more poppy, had a little more synthesizer on it. It was enjoyable for me, but it might not appeal to the younger listeners. Next is Some Stories. I like the guitars on this one. They're a little grungy. There's a little of that Alice in Chains sound to it. It appears to be in a drop D tuning. I like that. It's memorable like the rest of the songs. After that comes The Devil in Your Eyes. This one has a cool intro, a cool riff. The song is a little laid back, but there's also a little bit of darkness to it. I like the guitar sound, has a nice dirty distorted tone, and there's some clean guitars in the middle in the song as well. And to end it off is Keep On Keeping On. I like the 70s rock sound to this. It has a memorable chorus, bluesy guitar tones, and a good album closer. The album didn't blow me away, but on a positive note, it did lead me to their first 3 albums, which I will definitely be listening to a lot in the future. I think this album may be polarizing for some fans. The fans who are metalheads like me might feel that the sound mix is a little too polished. At the same time, there are enough heavy riffs to warrant a few listens. Fans of those commercial bands that I have mentioned previously throughout the video might feel that it's a stronger album. I almost feel that the album would have been a big hit if it had been released maybe 15 years prior. So for my final score, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because the songs are very catchy and memorable. Okay, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I upload almost every day. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, top 10 lists, even more. Now, next on my channel, I'm going to do a review of the Witch Hazel album. They're an up-and-coming band. If you haven't heard of them, don't worry. Maybe you'll get turned on to some new music. And that is the ultimate goal of my channel. I also want to do some reviews and rankings of some classic AC/DC since we are so close to the new album drop on the 13th of November. So, thanks for watching and keep on rocking. Oh yeah, I forgot. Check out my other videos. Wait, that one there is pretty cool. That one there is pretty cool. Definitely. Some good stuff here. Check it out.